Still at it, huh? I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish by playing with those strings. That lute is beyond repair. At least until I can get you out of here. If you truly must keep sulking, would you be so kind as to go do it somewhere else? These calculations are driving me up the wall and all, and that certainly isn't helping. Forgive me. I've been up all night, and I just know there's a connection between the mineral deposits in this mountain and the affliction that's befallen the village. I just need more data. Data that, unfortunately, I can't seem to find, no matter how hard I try. Besides, to be honest, it brings me no pleasure to see you in such a state. What am I talking about? Oh, come now. You look like some sort of lich whose phylactery's just been crushed under a pile of rocks. I understand your instrument is vital to you bards, but seriously, there's hardly a need to brood so, considering you still have your voice. Yes, your voice. I heard you last night. You were singing. Some ballad about a vampire chasing after their lost lover. Utter nonsense, if you ask me, but... I mean, vampires only rarely take humans as lovers, and even then... Yes, I know. Ballads needn't abide by cold, hard facts, but then I ask you, what's the purpose of beauty if it doesn't serve to educate, even if just the tiniest amount? Yes, of course the ballad was lovely, and your voice is beautiful. Still, I can't stand inaccuracy, no matter how poetic it might be. Oh, stop reading into every word I speak. Yes, your voice is beautiful. Happy? Good. Now, put down that lute and come sit with me. I'll brew some tea for you, too. I guess we both need a distraction from our sorrows now, don't we? If I don't like ballads, what do I like? I suppose I can appreciate the occasional epic poem. So long as it is historically accurate, of course. I like stories, don't get me wrong, and I understand the need for poetic license. I just don't like exaggerations. I consider myself to be a fairly honest person, and I expect honesty in return, even in something as frivolous as a ballad. After all, stories connect us to our past and help us shape our future. It's through stories that we feel inspired to be the best we can possibly be, or at least to be as honest as possible with ourselves. How can we become better people? How can we be expected to forge a brighter future for ourselves if we would rather believe in fantasies than in facts? Forgive me. I forgot myself for a moment. Tell you a story. A story I like. Shouldn't I be the one asking that of you? You're the bard here, not me. I'm afraid you'd be sorely disappointed. Besides, I don't know any stories on the top of my head, and... Oh, fine. Here. Give me your hand. And just trust me. All right. Once upon a time, there was a bard. She was born under the iron aegis of the Crimson Empire, judging by the tattoo on her hand. A four-winged red worm. The kind of tattoo the Crimson Emperor forced on all of his subjects since birth. A magic glyph that, so long as it was active, would reveal the wearer's whereabouts to the Imperial mages. At some point, the bard had been clever enough, or maybe desperate for freedom enough, to have the tattoo magically removed, switching it for a fake one. How can I tell? I'm an alchemist, darling. I can tell this one's fake from the way your skin feels under my thumb when I rub it. Gently, that's it. I wonder, though, how did the bard manage that? Removing the original tattoo mustn't have been easy. Or cheap. Ah, I see. The bard incurred a massive debt with the Thieves' Guild. A debt she had to pay within... What? 3 months? I assume the guild hasn't changed their methods since last I was in the Empire. Ah, 2 months then. My mistake. Failure to do so would result in deadly consequences for the poor bard. Here, lace your fingers with mine. Steady now. There you go. You're safe here. You're safe, my dear bard. That's it. There you go. Breathe. Give me your other hand. Here we are. Keep breathing. Hold on tight. You're safe with me. I promise. Shall I? Ah, as you wish. So, to pay her dues, the bard accepted a bounty on a dragon hidden deep within the bowels of a mountain. She couldn't do it on her own, though, so she had no choice but to join forces with a band of shady characters. A fighter, a rogue, and a warlock, if I'm not mistaken. I saw them fight, my dear bard. I know an eldritch scion when I see one. The village elder, who had posted the bounty, welcomed the party coldly, but the bard didn't care. She knew the emperor had no authority over the cursed village, for wherever a dragon dwells, no kingly influence holds. Here she would have been safe, at least for a while. The fact that the village would have become part of the empire if she had succeeded in killing the beast, that was no concern of hers. She just wanted her freedom, and for that, she would gladly sacrifice others. Oh? Not gladly? That's not it? Well, this is where the poetic license comes into play, I'm afraid. So, my dear bard, what's the truth then? What can I learn from you that I can only imagine? Oh. Oh, you wanted to persuade the dragon to lift the curse. So the village would have been safe, but the emperor still wouldn't have been able to conquer it. And seize the dragon's hoard, of course. And how, pray tell, did you plan to persuade a dragon? Appeal to his better nature? Oh, oh, my dear, my dear, dear bard. I'd say you still haven't recovered from your concussion, but you've been planning this all along, haven't you? Oh, you, you dear lady, are the most optimistic, charming individual I've ever met. And perhaps there's something to your folly. I don't want to reveal too much, but let's just say there's a reason why the dragon lets me be in his home. In fact, he's far more pleasant than people give him credit for. Yes, of course I know him. And if he was the monster everyone believes him to be, I'd be dead and charred by now. Tell you what, you finish your tea, start taking your medicine more regularly, and in a few days I'll take you to him. Your companions are still lost in the cavern, so there's still time for your wounds to heal properly. Now, don't be impatient. Drink your tea and sit tight. I'll get your poultice. You can let go of my hands now. No. Well, far from me to contradict a lady. I can feel her pulse. Press my fingers into her wrist to feel life pulsate through her. She's not lying. She really, truly wanted to solve this peacefully. She still does. Oh dear. What am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to handle the feeling of her touch? The warmth in her eyes, the curve of her smile, the way her voice echoes through my mind. How am I supposed to keep my promise if my every thought wraps around her? I need to tell her. I need to hold her hand more.